node. So Bitcoin CLI, you don't necessarily have to use it on the same machine as Bitcoin Core. You can actually use Bitcoin CLI over Tor on another machine somewhere and still connect. So it's sort of like an RPC terminal to connect to your Bitcoin Core node. So, and this is kind of like the hello world. This is just to make sure it's working. So, okay, so if you got this, then you're good. If you haven't created a wallet because you're doing this in the command line, then there is a way to create a wallet, and I believe it's create wallet. Yeah. So one cool thing about RPC commands on the terminal is that if you put the command in incorrectly, as in you don't supply the correct arguments, you'll essentially get this helpful message here that basically tells you what it's looking for. So on the command line, the RPC command to create a wallet is just simply create wallet. And so if you type that in and hit enter, you will get this message basically telling you, hey, this is how you use this command. So you would simply do create wallet and then the wallet name. And that's how you would create a wallet. So the question is, what is a wallet, and what is the wallet? How does the wallet? How is it related to a node? So your Bitcoin Core node is essentially what is plugged into the network. So Bitcoin is a network of relays, and your node is just one of those relays. Bitcoin essentially is a protocol that all of these relays use to talk to each other and forward traffic. So your node is receiving transaction data and block data from other nodes that it's peered to. It's validating this data and it's sending it forward. So that's what Bitcoin Core does. Plugs you into the network, you get this stream of data, and you're just relaying that data. You're participating in the network. Now, if you actually want to use that network, you actually want to move money around, that's where the wallet comes in. So what a wallet is, essentially, is it's a key ring. So you have a set of keys. We call them key pairs. A key pair is usually a private key, and then there's a public key. The private key you keep private. The public key you keep public. So what your wallet does is your wallet organizes and stores all of these key pairs for you. And as this data stream is coming through to your node, all these transactions are flowing through, all these blocks are flowing through. What your wallet does is a filter. So it's like, hey, you know, these key pairs, I'm interested in these key pairs. So, you know, analyze all the data that's coming through. And if you see this key in a transaction or you see this key somewhere in a block, you know, I'm going to let you know about it because this is a key that pertains to you. And so that's essentially what a wallet is. It manages your keys and it keeps a lookout for if these keys show up anywhere on the blockchain. We call it a wallet because, like, financially, that's kind of what makes sense to people, but it really is like a key management thing. So, yeah, so when you create a wallet, you're essentially creating a folder where all of these keys are going to be stored. So are we all at this point? We all have a wallet created and we're ready to go? Okay, so we've done this part. And okay, mining blocks. This is the fun part. So this is how you get rich quick on Bitcoin. You type in this in your console, get new address. And if you do this without a wallet set up, then Bitcoin will get mad at you because this is one of those commands that you sort of need to, your Bitcoin needs to have a wallet available, because what this does is it generates a new key pair for your wallet. So if you have no wallet, then this command is useless. But this get new address should generate a new address for you that it will then store in your wallet. And you're going to copy that address that it gives you. So start with BC1. Or no, actually start with like BCR for edge test, yeah. So this is the next command we're going to do. Generate to address 100, and then put your address afterwards. And what this will do is this will automatically mine 100 blocks on your new blockchain. And it will deposit all of the money that you get, because you do get money from this. You get the Coinbase reward for finding all of these blocks. And it'll deposit it into this address. So I'm going to I'll demonstrate that real quick. I already have plenty of money on here, but I'll go ahead and go through this. So get new address. There's my new address. Copy that. And then generate to address 100. And then boop, boom. And boom. So what you'll see is an array of 100 different hashes. And all of these hashes are essentially the hash of the block. Now, if you were looking at this on the Bitcoin mainnet, you would see a whole lot of zeros preceding these hash numbers, because those zeros essentially what equate to the difficulty target for mining on Bitcoin. But in Regtest, there is no difficulty. So it doesn't even matter. You just get a bunch of random hashes. No difficulty is applied.
So I just did this, but then I did get wallet info, and it's showing me my balance is 0.
Right. So on Bitcoin, when you mine a block and you get the reward, your reward is actually locked in escrow for 100 blocks. So what you will see in your wallet is that you have funds that are incoming to you, but those funds have not yet matured. So once you generate to address 100 address, you probably want to mine one more block. So we'll just do generate to address 1. So we'll mine one more additional block. And this one block will release the escrow on your first set of funds from the first block that you mined. So yeah, it takes 100 blocks for your Coinbase reward to mature for each block. This wallet has no available keys. Is anyone else getting that error? Yeah, try creating a new wallet and see if you can select that wallet. Right, so in order for transactions on the Bitcoin network to be finalized, they need to go into a block.